Alright, so I am the first affirmative answer, and I want to start off by defining, well, we're going to go ahead and use from right now PASS, the acronym for Physician-Assisted Suicide. That's going to be really useful. And why am I here? I think that we should have physician-assisted suicide legalized here in California. And that's going to get, hopefully we can get that on the ballot. But the reasons why I think that we should have PASS is if you go back to, I believe, the 1990s, with Oregon being the first to adopt a new law that they state is Death with Dignity Act, which I think that we should also emphasize here in California. Just to briefly define what Death with Dignity Act is, it's just as the name implies, the person dies or chooses to die with dignity. Going a little bit further here, going with procon.org, they state on their main website, Death with Dignity Act allows the terminally ill Oregon residents to obtain and use prescriptions from their physicians for self-administered lethal medications under the act, ending one's life in accordance to the law, and does not constitute suicide. So nowhere in that does it actually state that this person is committing suicide for whatever reason. And of course it's up to the patient to voluntarily choose if they want to go with the act. Now, this brings me to our another thing that I need to define here. According to the Death Dignity Act, it has certain requirements in order to qualify or be able to abide by those rules. If we were to adopt all those things from Oregon, again with the same citing, procon.org, the requirements is, one, you have to be 18 years old. Second, you must be a resident of Oregon. Third, you have to be capable, which is just being aware of your surroundings, being able to make your own decisions, having full autonomy for that matter. And of course, be diagnosed by the physician that you have a terminally illness. Within 6 weeks, you must declare if you also want to abide by the Death with Dignity Act. Now, having all that stuff said, it comes to our plan of action is to get this proposition on the ballot, get enough signatures, go ahead and create a ballot, and hopefully get enough votes so that we can start doing legalization of physician-assisted suicide with PASS here in California. And of course, abide by all the requirements, complete copy and paste, if you will, of Oregon's Death with Dignity Act, also here in California, which I think that would be perfect based on the success rates that they have had. Another quick statistic here of how good the Death with Dignity Act is, if we were to put it on the ballot here, is 122 patients, and this comes with Death with Dignity Act from the Public of Oregon Health's website. It's a government website. They state 122 patients whom they actually wanted to go with the Death with Dignity Act prescriptions. 63 of them, or 51.6%, indigested and died. So it was successful in what it intended to do, which was end the life of that patient that did not want to suffer. So the success rate of it actually working, as opposed to not saying they took the drug and hey, it didn't work, I'm still suffering here, it's actually pretty good. Which is it's something that I would hopefully have or get adopted here in California, and I think it'll benefit all the terminally ill, especially people that are completely suffering from all of, let's say, cancer or whatnot, that the majority of the patients here have. Another thing that I want to do before I pass it on is to quickly define the differences between euthanasia and assisted suicide. They're interchangeable. According to the patientsrightscouncil.org, they define euthanasia as intentionally suicide, intentional committed suicide, if you will. In other words, a physician would say, without the person's permission, here's a drug, and you're dead. Physician suicide is defined here, according to them, as knowingly and directly providing the means of death to another person so that that person can use the means to commit suicide or end life. So it's completely different in those two aspects. So hopefully we can get this thing on the ballot and help people that are actually terminally ill have a little bit more peace of mind and die with dignity.